So goal setting, let's really get stuck into this now. This is not the theory, this is the actual application. What I want to talk about is how we do our goal setting. There's a couple of different ways we can do this. The boring way is you look at last year, you add 10% and that becomes your goal. The exciting way is actually working backwards, beginning with an end in mind, from Stephen Covey. So how does this all work? The first thing that I love you to do is understand what your dreams are. Right? Now, the reason I say dreams first is because often people set goals from who they are today rather than who they want to be in the future. Now, you think about young kids, right? They have fantastic dreams. You know, one of my kids, when he was 4 years old, decided he wanted to be an inventor. And he came to me and said, "Dad, I want to invent a pen that turns into a car. And that way you'll never have to worry about parking." Now, at 4 years old, you don't say, "Don't be ridiculous, son. That's never going to happen. It's impossible." You play along, right? So what we do is when kids are young, we actually encourage them to dream and we encourage them to think really creatively. As they get older, we start using terms like "don't be ridiculous," "don't get your hopes up," "you need to be realistic," and their dreams get squashed down to their reality rather than their reality being pumped up to their dreams. So when it comes to setting goals, I want you to dream a little bit, right? What I mean by this is I want you to imagine if you had unlimited time and money, what would you do? What would you be? And what would you have, right? Now, to help you with this process, we have a thing called the Personal Goal Generator. I'll make sure that there's a link down below this video, and that'll help you do this dream building activity where we start thinking about unlimited lives and what you would have. Now, remember, dream building is not about setting goals. Dream building is about defining what floats your boat, what gets you motivated, and what drives you. Now, when you go through this activity, you'll have a little voice inside your head which is going to push me back on you and say, "Don't be ridiculous. You don't need to have 17 cars. You don't need to have 5 houses." And it's going to sort of say, "Let's get real and let's be conservative and let's not be greedy." And we don't want to use this little voice during this activity because the idea of dream building is to stretch out the rubber band. Because once we have our dreams in place, then we can move to the next level, which is the goals. Okay? So dreams first, goals second. And then from that process, what we do is we end up creating goals that take us towards our dreams rather than goals that just move us away from our reality. Okay. Now, when we do goals, there's 3 levels of goals, right? The first one is away from. Now, away from goals are generally highly motivating because what it is like getting out of debt. It's like paying for the kids to go through school. Now, often I hear people say, one of my goals is to make sure my kids are brought up right? I've never heard anyone set a goal to make sure their kids are brought up wrong. So survival goals and away from goals are highly motivating. You're going to do them. They're not even goals. Usually they're just tasks that are non-negotiable. So that's why they're highly motivating. The second type of goal is what's known as a towards goal. Okay. Now, a towards goal is something that you aspire to, and these are not as motivating. So getting a nicer car, getting an extra bedroom on the house, finishing the garden, they're nice to have, but they're considered extras, right? So our motivation is less. Now, the next one is a super high motivating goal, which is goals around others, right? Now, when we talk about kids and we say we want to make sure our kids are brought up right, that's not about us, that's about them. When we talk about helping charities, that's really about helping people who are in need. And these goals can be super highly motivating, but often when we're in survival mode and we don't have the extra cash, it's not a priority to do that. So when we're setting our goals, we want to think about all 3, knowing that the 2 that are the ones about others and the ones that are about away from are the highly motivating goals, and the towards goals are nice to have but not necessary. So when you go through this personal goal generator, you'll go through the dream building activity first, and then we're going to move back into 5-year, 3-year, and 1-year goals backwards, right? Now, the reason we want to do that is starting with an end in mind. So then once we've got these dreams and goals sorted out, we can move into the next stage, right? Which is the learning stage, okay? Now, once you've set a goal, you have to become the person that can achieve it. Now, that learning stage is very uncomfortable, and it's about reading books, going to courses, doing programs, whatever it might be that you need to do to become the person that achieves those goals. Now, you often need to learn before you can move into the planning stage, okay? Because writing a plan to achieve a goal when you don't actually know much about it doesn't make any sense. So the learning stage is a bit slow and frustrating. So if you decide you want to become a marketing guru, you need to learn about all the channels that are available. You need to understand what channels will work for your environment. And then you can write the plan. So dreams first, goals second, what do I need to learn third? Then I can write my plan. Then the final piece of the puzzle is action. Okay, and that's about getting things done. Okay, so first piece of homework for you right now is to actually grab the personal goal generator, download it. It's about 15 pages long, and I want you to have a go at filling out every single box. Now, even the ones that are not applicable to you, put NA in there. But don't just gloss through it going, oh, this is all too hard, because you're defeating the whole purpose of the process, which is actually to identify what it is that resonates with you, what floats your boat, and what's going to make you excited about growing as a person and in turn growing the business. So get to work on the personal goal generator, and I'll see you back here shortly.